Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to give you our first quarter update. One of the things that we're really trying to do more of this year is have better and more often communication with all of our team members. So I think about every couple months, you'll probably at least be getting a short video update from me to kind of keep you informed in between our all-staff meetings about what's been going on in the organization. So this has been a very busy week for all of us. Not only, of course, did we have our 365 changeover going on this week that's been impacting a lot of departments. We also had almost half of our organization here in our Tallahassee building, both for our Emerging Leaders program as well as our leadership team meeting. So earlier this week we had about 16 folks come in for the first session of our Emerging Leaders program with Rick Olson. Went very well. I sat in on the sessions myself. We had folks from, of course, our Birmingham, Tallahassee offices as well as remote staff, and by all accounts it seems like it went really well. We also had our leadership team meeting and also for quarterly training that we'll be doing with Rick Olson. A lot of our training on this session dealt with helping employees better advance their careers through performance development as well as additional career advancement tips. So hopefully as you start to sit down with your supervisors going forward, you'll be having more regular conversations on really what is your career path, what are you looking to do both within the organization and also through your larger career advancement, and wanting to make sure that we're able to support you in any way that we can. So as we wrapped up all those meetings this week, we did have some conversations with the leadership team about some of our other strategic priorities that I did want to mention quickly during this video. First is looking at our year-end 2017 year-end organizational goals achievement. So as you know, as we've changed up our performance management system, we're putting a higher emphasis on making sure that all of our team members are aware of how are we doing overall as an organization, as well as then trickling down individual departments and individual performance evaluations. So just give you a quick snapshot of I have to use my notes here, for our overall organizational performance. Of course, our financial performance is also a very important and key metric for us. And I can say, be happy to report that we had a very good year financially. On the league side, our gross revenue fell a little bit short of our overall goal. We had a goal of about $4.98 million on the league side, and we came in at about 4.73. So a little bit short. But the good news is our net income, so after expenses, we actually were ahead of budget. So we had on the league side, we try to budget pretty much at break even. Being a non-for-profit, we're not looking to make a lot of money. So our overall net income goal for the year was about $12,000, and we actually came in about 83. So great job managing our expenses on the league side. On the leverage side, which is our largest, as you can imagine, is our for-profit operation, our largest revenue generator, we had a revenue goal of about a little over $11 million this year, and we came in at 11.8. So we exceeded our budget on gross revenue by about $800,000, and on net income, we had a net income goal of $112,000, and we came in at about $214,000. So that's great. And I think for what's most, pleasing about that is that we actually had a lot of unexpected expenses this year. We sold our Commonwealth building, which we took a loss on, so we had to book that loss this year. We had some back taxes on the leverage side, or actually dating back to the Alabama League, that we had to go back and still pay. And all of our training and everything that we've done about our culture and some of our other activities, all that was unbudgeted for in 2017. So we probably had around $700,000-800,000 in unbudgeted expenses this year. So just to give you an idea of how much more we could have had a even larger net income if it wasn't for those expenses. So a lot of good things, but all money well spent this year. Also, our internal goals, as you know, we also had PAC fundraising for our Fed PAC, so really fundraising from our staff. We had a goal of $10,500 this year, and we actually came in at $12,430. So kudos to Blake and Jordan, as well as all of you, for helping support our political action efforts here at the league. And also on the foundation, we had an internal fundraising goal of $3,500. Money raised from our staff, and we came in at just shy of $4,000. So once again, great job for everyone supporting our foundation. Affiliation, we had an affiliation goal of 87%, and we hit that goal. So great, and those big picture items did really good this year. So looking at our 2017 performance evaluation process, as we talked about that at our all-staff meeting back in December, we're going to start now rolling that out. Our goal is, and this is kind of a transition year under our new performance management system, we're hoping to get it done by early March. But next year, our goal is to try to push that back, actually move that up by several weeks and get it done by mid-February. So in the next week or so, you'll be starting to get information probably about how to properly sit down, finish the performance evaluation process with your supervisor, and then that will then drive bonuses as well as salary increases for this year. Also, 2018 goal setting, that's something else that will be discussed and pushed out to all of you in the next several weeks, so we can get that done hopefully much earlier than we did last year. Our Reinventing Our Culture project, we had a lot going on over the last several weeks. I know I reported on it back at our December all-staff meeting, but we've had a lot going on even in the last 30 days or so. As you know, one of the things that we reported on at our all-staff meeting was our Selecting for Culture project. All the working group chairs gave an update on their individual groups and what they came up with. So since then, the executive management team working with both Leah and Jennifer have been taking all those recommendations and putting them into an implementation plan. We discussed that at the leadership team meeting this week, and now we'll be, as we've done last year with the Culture Project, laying that out into a plan which is cut, kind of cut up into smaller sizes, so every quarter we'll have certain deliverables, and we'll be reporting back to you on that. We also, as you know, pushed out our professional development request form. One of the things we've really paid a commitment to doing is putting more dollars into training and professional development for our staff. As I mentioned back in December, we've created a fund of over $117,000 that staff can apply for training and professional development. So we pushed out that form just in the last week or so, so you can now start applying for that. I've just today got my first form submitted to me for my approval. So if you have any questions regarding that, please see your supervisor or please see Leo or myself. And we'll try to answer those questions, because we want to make sure that we're using those dollars that we've put aside to help our staff advance their professional development. Also, the other thing that we're in the process of doing right now is over the holidays, I kind of rethought with everything we have going on in our culture project, the need to hire a second HR professional. So we're in the process right now of interviewing some candidates for a second position that will help us primarily with the culture project, with many other things. Leah does a great job for us every day, but she's got a lot on her plate now, especially with all these other culture-related projects we have ongoing. So we want to make sure that we are able to do everything we want to do this year from an HR standpoint, but also from a culture standpoint. So hopefully in the near future, we'll have the second newly created position on board and helping us move that forward. I know also there's been some information pushed out recently about our open enrollment for this year. As we mentioned back in December, we're going to be going under the new leverage benefit group plan that we're also promoting to credit unions. And usually our open enrollment isn't until later on in the spring. We try to, usually the effective date of that is May 1. So we'll be moving that up and looking at an effective date of March 1st. So I know there's been some information coming out so you can plan accordingly to be in those open enrollment meetings to get your questions answered. So please make sure you mark your calendars for that. So that's all I have for today, a little bit longer, but I wanted to give you a little bit of update on our year-end performance. Thank you for all that you do. We're looking towards a great 2018, and with your help, I know we'll be able to achieve that.